Have you ever been to a town, village, truck stop, gas station, diner, etc. during a road trip that just didn't feel right, like time seemed to pass differently there, or the people there gave you the creeps? What was your experience there? Coatesville, Pennsylvania. I was with a friend who had come up from Mexico and we were staying a few nights at his grandmother's ranch nearby. Coatesville was the only town around where we could find Mexican ingredients. This is an old steel town that feels post-apocalyptic. Everyone there didn't really seem to be doing anything or going anywhere. It was so creepy. The store we ended up going to had nearly empty shelves and I think the guys were a bit surprised to see us there. All in all, just very strange and eerie. I used to live in that area. Coatesville is creepy as fuck for sure. People just standing around eerily. My uncle lived in Coatesville, Pennsylvania. It was the same. The entire town came outside to watch the funeral procession. Not a lot of people, all the people. Not mourning, more that awkward busybody attitude where you feel the eyes but they are trying their hardest to not look obvious. That whole area is weird. Harrisburg is oddly depopulated, but at least appears normal. Philly is huge and normal as it can be. Everything else is post-apocalyptic wasteland, but instead of zombies you got meth heads. This is my girlfriend's story but it's kinda up the alley of what you are asking for. My partner went to Florida with her family when she was younger and they were driving around trying to find some food until they found a Chinese restaurant and they went in and had some food. There were no other customers, lots of staff, everyone seemed very tense but the food was great. They left and had a lovely rest of their day. During breakfast the next morning they turned on their telly and the news showed the place they had eaten and they were like, wow, look, we went there. Then the story started and it turns out no more than 10 minutes after they left there was a massive shoot up and they all killed one another. Turns out that the ignorant British tourists just sat in between some kind of Asian turf war. I wish these idiot tourists would leave already so we can start our shootout. Rude. Can we see the dessert menu? Oh for foo, here you are. Can we see the dessert menu? Ben Dan. How about a desert eagle? Gary, Indiana. I got off the highway to get gas. Driving through the city was like a post-apocalyptic movie complete with burned out cars, crazy guy in underwear walking down the middle of the street with a baseball bat and all the windows were broken or boarded up. I stopped at a gas station and then guy came out and said, get back on the highway son. It's not safe here. I had enough gas TP get to a safe rest stop to refuel. This was around 1994-95. Gary really is Thunderdome in the modern world, best avoid it altogether. People in Detroit make fun of Gary. My girlfriend and I went to an Airbnb in a town called Tiger, Georgia to see a bunch of her old college friends. There was one other couple who got there about the same time we did. By day the cabin looks pleasant enough, 3 stories of rustic comfort with a hot tub overlooking the forest and sunrise. We didn't get there by day. We got there as the sun was sinking low. Rooms seemed to shrink and tighten. The stairwells were only as wide as a single body. And at the bottom of the basement stairs, a rug hid a padlocked trapdoor. It felt like the start of a horror movie. We're trying to ignore the weird vibes and decide to go to dinner. We spent nearly an hour driving around searching for a place to eat. Steakhouses closed by 7 p.m., an Italian joint which was now someone's house. A Mexican eatery now abandoned and overgrown with vines. Finally we find something. It's suitably called the last dive bar on Earth, and it's sitting on the edge of a retention pond. The parking lot is full of pickup trucks all festooned with old political bumper stickers from the late 90s and early 2000s. We head in. It's like we've entered another decade. But the beer is good, they have pizza, and the prices aren't bad. We eat in a hurry and get out of there. As we get back to the cabin, the other couples are there and talking about how they had such a nice time in town. It was only by daylight at the end of the weekend that as we descended the mountain we found a ton of local shops and restaurants that I swear to fucking God were not there the first night. On the first night, The electrical outlets in the house fried my phone, leaving me with no way to contact the outside world. The weekend ended up being nice, but the entire time we all felt like we had fallen through a crack into someone else. I went to a church retreat in Tiger, Georgia when I was a kid. I didn't see any of the town, but some of the adults went to the Walmart and noted that it felt like the whole town showed up to drink in the Walmart parking lot on a Saturday morning. Unrelated to the town itself, 2 of the girls at the retreat got lost in the woods and search and rescue had to find them. All in all, a pretty memorable weekend. Parking lot drinking is a poor/small town's favorite pastime.